How's everybody doing? Give me. I'm going to spend the first 5 minutes of my my set adjusting this mic. So just laugh as much as you can for the first 5 minutes while I do this. If that's as much as you can laugh, this is going to be really bad. So, as you can probably tell from my shirt, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you very much. 2 and 5, Carolina Panthers. That should be a joke in and of itself. No? Okay, you guys suck. My wife thought it was funny. But she's a Carolina Panthers fan too, so that kind of makes sense. So, I'm from North Carolina, and my wife and I just recently moved out here about 5 months ago or so, and we got a nice little place in Brooklyn, and everything is great. But things are very different in New York than they are in Charlotte. Like, things are just completely backwards. I'll get to that in a little bit. I want to tell you first, I'm mixed. And the other day I was in a park, I think it was like Central Park, and a guy asked me if I was Jewish. And I've gotten Mexican, and I've gotten Asian, I've gotten Middle Eastern,
Portuguese?
I have now, thank you very much. There are a number of things. I've never gotten Jewish before. I've never been asked if I was Jewish before. And I kind of felt like I should have said yes. Like, just because there's so many like Jewish people in New York, like I would have fit in a little bit better. I'm always worried about like not fitting in. So I felt like maybe I should have said yes, but unfortunately I said no. And I was told to have a nice day, and then life just went on. So at least he said have a nice day and not fuck you, you're not chosen. So I guess that's good. So I've actually had a couple of instances in my life where I've like accidentally been racist, but I'm not a racist person at all. So I got this car, and it was I think it was a '93 Taurus or something like that, and it was fairly new to me. It was a used car, but it was new to me, and I was really stoked about it and everything. So my buddy came over to my house, and I was just like, "Let's go for a ride, dude! Like, you got to check out my new car." And of course, he's totally unimpressed by it because it's like 2010 or something when I get the car. And like one of the features I was like totally stoked about was the fact that the door locks automatically lock as you're driving down the street. Like, it's not like you get in the car, you shut the door, and they lock. It's like you get in the car, you shut the door, you start driving a little bit, and then the doors lock. And I thought that was like the pimpest shit in the fucking world, right? I was just like, this shit is fucking ill, you gotta check this out. So we get in the car, and I'm driving down the road, and I stop to get a pack of cigarettes at the little local mart. I grab a pack of cigarettes, get back in the car, and I'm getting ready to hit the road, and as I'm driving, I come to a stop sign, and I stop, and the fucking door locks lock. Right as this like black dude's walking by me. And like my window's down, and he just fucking stares at me. Like, just staring at me. And I don't understand like why he's staring at me. He's like, what, you think I'm gonna steal your fucking car? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, why are you gonna lock your fucking door, like right by me? And I'm just like, I didn't, no, dude, no, whoa. My doors, they just lock themselves. And he's like, oh, so your car's fucking racist. It's not you, it's your fucking car's a fucking racist. It was a white car, so I mean, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. So there's another time when I was driving, it was the same fucking dude. Like, I was rolling down the fucking street, and I was in this like neighborhood. It was kind of like transitional neighborhood, and my wife and I bought a house there and everything. So I'm just like, you know, like I'm totally fucking down, people. You know, like I got this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not the white devil or the half white devil or anything. So I'm just like, whatever. So I had some Lil Jon in the fucking CD player. Old school CD player. This was not iPod, this was CD player. So I had my Lil Jon CD in there, and I see the dude, and I'm just like, fuck, this is my time for like, I can just finally like, you know, okay dude, look, I'm not racist, I'm listening to fucking Lil Jon, right? So I turn that shit up as loud as my fucking speakers can handle it, and Lil Jon, right when I roll up on the dude, goes, okay! But right when that happens, the CD skips. And what this dude hears is, okay, K. And I was like, oh my fucking, and then he's like staring me down even more, and I'm like, fuck, you know? So I gotta speed off and like just tear the fuck out of there and just get the fuck out. I never saw the dude since. I'm avoiding him at all possible. So there's another time, completely different situation. I was in Atlanta. If there's any Yankees fans in here, you're gonna be really mad at me. I was in Atlanta to watch the Braves and the Red Sox, and I was head to toe in Red Sox gear. Oh, okay, cool. So we're staying at this hotel in downtown Atlanta, and we get up one morning, we go and we hit the pool. Swimming around in the pool, everything's cool, it's nice and sunny. Then it starts to get really, really hot, right? And we're just like trying to find like refuge in the shades. It's just like way too hot. My wife is right here. She's very, very pale. And so like her and sun don't mix at all. So we're just trying to like find refuge in the shade and just like, you know, take it easy. We're trying to stay in the pool and find refuge in the shade in the pool and stay cool and water splashing and the shade and everything. And it's really difficult to do because the sun is like just beaming right down on us. So we're just like, you know what? It's a failed attempt. Fuck it. We're just going to go. So we get out of the pool, we go back, we get ready, and we walk around downtown Atlanta for a little bit just to check things out. Then we come back later on, and we're going up the elevator to our room. And it's one of those glass elevators that like looks out onto the pool. And I'm just like completely oblivious. And I'm sitting there and I'm like looking out and I'm just like, man, like the sun is on the other side of the building now. So like the building is now casting this big shadow over the pool. And I look out and I'm just like, man, it's so much shadier down there now. And then I realized that like there's nothing but black people in the pool at this point. And my wife is just like, yes. The sun is on the other side of the building, casting shadow over the pool, therefore making it shady. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I look around, and there's a black family in the freaking elevator with me, like staring me down. Accidental racist. Don't ever get caught being an accidental racist. All right, sorry. Alright, so subways. We'll talk about subways for a minute. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we drive everywhere. Like, the only time you call a cab is because like you're drunk as shit and you don't want to drive home and get a DUI. So you call a cab and you go somewhere. In New York, we got rid of our car after like 2 months of being here. Public transportation, subways, taxis, all that kind of stuff. People in subways are like a completely different breed of people. Like, I've never seen such filth and disgust from the people that I've seen in subways. Like, this actually seriously fucking happened where my wife is sitting in a chair, in the bench on the subway, and this woman walks up to grab the seat next to her, which is empty, except for a brown mark. Now me, I'm just not going to sit down. I'm just going to be like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Unless I have like 16 newspapers to throw down as a cushion, as a barrier between my ass and whatever this brown shit is, I'm just going to go ahead and stand up, grab hold of a rail. A woman actually walks up and scratches at the brown stuff on the bench and then looks at her finger just to make sure that there's nothing there and then sits in it. That is fucking nasty. Don't do that shit. Today, these are my people. These are Asian people. It's my people. But they fucking did it. A mom and her son came in to go sit down in the subway, and there was a fucking Band-Aid in the chair. The kid starts moving it out of his way, and then the mom comes over and picks it up and looks at it, and then throws it on the ground, and they both sit down. That is fucking dirty. I don't know like how you guys were raised. I came from a fucked up background where like my dad was like Southern as fuck, and then my mom was Asian as fuck. And if you know anything about Asian upbringing, that in and of itself is completely jacked up. And then you add the Southern into it, and it is completely fucked up. That was my upbringing. And I was taught never to pick up used Band-Aids off of fucking seats. I don't care how fucking tired you are. You just don't do that shit. What am I doing on time? Do I need to keep going? Do I have to keep going? No?
Unless you want to finish it up here.
I might. I don't know. People fucking laughed at that when I spoiled it. Just let it go. Oh, okay, I got one more. I'll do one more. So, I went to school in Wilmington, North Carolina, UNCW, and hurricanes hit Wilmington all the fucking time. And that's probably, if anybody's ever heard of Wilmington, North Carolina, that's probably why you've heard of it, because it always gets hit by hurricanes. I went to school there. I was there for 4 years, and I managed to escape like every hurricane that ever hit Wilmington, North Carolina. And then I moved to New York City, and I had to suffer through Irene. And then, since I moved here, I've also been through the earthquake that happened. And everybody's familiar with the earthquake, right? Alright, well I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm a fucking scrub. Like, my wife works, and I pretty much sit on my big ass and don't do anything. I try to come up with funny shit to say, and half the time fail. So I was sitting at home when the earthquake hit, and I'm on the 4-story walk-up, and I could feel the whole fucking building shaking. It freaked me the fuck out. I didn't know what the fuck to do. So a couple days later, my wife and I were in the shower together. Yeah, married people still do that sometimes. Nothing ever comes of it. We just bathe. Even if I try helping her bathe, she doesn't like it. So we're in the shower together, and she brings up the topic of like, what would happen if like an earthquake hit while you were in the shower? And I started like, this shit just started going through my head. Like, how embarrassing would that be? Like, if the building fell or something, you know what I mean? Like, it was big enough and the building falls down, and you're in the building butt the fuck ass naked, and then like, the building is there in a rubble, and then like the EMT comes, and like, I would rather be dead. I would rather just I'm dead and naked, and I don't have to suffer any humility, right? But what if you're alive and naked? And then on top of that, like, what if like your dick gets ripped off in the process? So like, the fucking building falls down, right? And your fucking dick gets ripped off, and you're laying there in a pile of rubble, which is embarrassing enough as it is. And now you're missing your fucking dick, right? You're with me. So you're missing your dick. And so you're telling the paramedics, like, my fucking dick got ripped off in the process. Can you please help me find, like, I don't care. Give me a blanket, but find my dick. Like, that's all I care about. I just want to find my dick, put it on ice so we can get back to the hospital and sew that shit on, right? And so like, they're sitting there and they're like throwing like bricks and shit over their shoulder, and they finally find it, and they're just like, sir, is this it? And you're like, no. I mean, that might be like part of it, but there's more. Just keep looking. Fuck it, I'll take it. All right, let's just go. Let's just go. Thanks a lot, you guys.